hi, Gwen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, as you all usually see, usually we have Christopher with us
Mhm.
tonight, but he was feeling a bit under the weather, so we're sending him our love and hope that he feels better. But tonight, I've asked Gwen to be my fabulous co-host for the evening.
Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I do. I love supporting my people. And we have a great guest.
We do, we
I
do.
do.
For those of you that don't know, we have a wonderful guest tonight. His name is Rob Gutro. He is a pet psychic, but he also does paranormal investigations and he's an incredible author.
Yes, absolutely. You want me to bring him on?
Yeah, let's bring him on. Hi,
Hey,
Rob.
Rob.
Hi, Gwen. Hi, Raven. How are you?
Good.
Good.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being willing to come on the show again. It was unfortunate that I had a situation where I couldn't be there for the full interview last time.
Right.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So you are an amazing author, and you have you're very well known for being a pet medium, but you're also very well known for doing paranormal investigations and writing books. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe some of the recent investigations and books you've been writing?
Sure. So I just published last month my 14th book. It's called The Haunting of Hunt Memorial Library, and this is the cover of it, with my colleague and co-investigator Monique Too Soon, whom you know very well. Um, and that that one just came out. That one's about a haunted library that we investigated in Nashua, New Hampshire, right after we did a book signing there for the previous book that I did with Monique, and that was The Haunting of Emery Estate. Um, and both of these places are located in New England. One, the Hunt Memorial Library is in Nashua, New Hampshire. Emery Estate is located in Massachusetts. So during both of these investigations, we encountered different sorts of ghosts from a very controlling, very conservative kind of guy who was kind of nasty at Emory, to a child ghost at Emory, to a lovelorn ghost at Hunt Memorial Library, another one that was a teenager full of angst who died in a tragic accident near the library, and the third one was a guy that was having some illicit trysts at the library, and he
Ooh.
died, and he came back there because he was trying to he was afraid to cross over, really. Um, so I'll be happy to talk to you about both of these because they're really cool investigations.
Well, let me show the books. Now, this is you.
And Monique.
Yes, Monique. I got to
that,
meet Monique in Connecticut, and that was awesome. That was awesome. So, and let's see, which book is this one?
that's
Oh, that's
that
the event. There you go.
that's the event that Raven and I are going to be at.
Yeah.
So Raven, can you tell them about that?
Oh, yeah. So the amazing this is going to be a retreat, and it's going to be Rob Gutro and myself, Monique Too Soon, and a few other wonderful people for a weekend event. They're going to have a drag dinner, and we're going to be doing paranormal investigating, but then we're also going to have some fantastic classes. Um, Rob is going to be doing a class on, is it pet media, pet work that you're going to be teaching on for that?
Yeah, so I'm going to be teaching people how their pets communicate from the afterlife so that they don't need a medium. All they need to do is learn how to do it, and they can communicate with their own pets.
That's awesome. And then I'm going to be teaching an introduction, mediumship and the paranormal workshop, and I'll be helping with a seance. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It is $375 a person, and I believe it's limited to 20 people. But if you go to I believe, is there a website that's listed on it? I don't.
It's MoniqueTooSoon.com.
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go to the website, you can go ahead and schedule your spot. Also, the even better thing about this is Wilson Castle, as I understand it, is really well known for being haunted. I've never been there, but we're going to be staying the entire weekend in the castle.
Wow.
Hmm.
So I was there this last summer. And I can tell you that it is extremely haunted. And that is actually going to be the subject of the next book I do with Monique. I'm actually writing it right now.
Oh, awesome.
That's cool.
So could you tell us a little bit about the investigation on your first book? Like what was the most like memorable, like what caught your attention out of all of those amazing things that happened there?
So there were three ghosts that we encountered there, and I just I'm sharing a couple of pictures.
Okay. Which one is it?
Couple more pictures. So I have never heard of Emery Estate, and what's interesting is that I grew up in the town next to it. So when that is a look at the front of the estate, part of the estate, and
Okay.
and there you see that crow's nest up there.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a preliminary walk as soon as I got there through the house, and when we got up to the third floor, it was pretty unnerving for me to be up there because I'm actually very sensitive to ghosts and their energy and their personalities. And they also share pain of death with me too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. But when we walked up to that crow's nest, I immediately felt fear. I was overcome with fear in that crow's nest. And what was conveyed to me, it was residual energy, was from a child or children, actually. Children were hiding in that crow's nest. And to me, they felt like children associated with a family that lived there. So that told me that they were afraid of they're afraid of their parents or afraid of somebody else that was going to scold them or reprimand them or do something like that. And that was so overwhelming for me that I had to actually get out of it. I had to leave that room. Again, it's an impression. It's an energy impression. So that means that whoever was in there, their emotions became impressed upon the sides of the room. And then when I came in and I brought my own emotional energy, they came out of the room. They came out of the walls, and I felt them. So it wasn't an intelligent haunt up there. It was just energy from a past event. But the interesting thing about the Emery Estate is that when it was built to resemble George Washington's home, Mount Vernon. I don't know if you can tell from that particular picture, but I think, did I send another picture there, Gwen?
You did. There we go. There it is.
Oh,
is that
okay. And that one you may be able to see that that it more resembles the Mount Vernon. But I remember when I started, before I even got into the house, I stopped right where I took that picture. And I felt this terrible sense of dread and foreboding. And that's not something that I usually encounter when I go to a place. And I made this short 30-second video stating exactly that. And it's on my YouTube channel. Um, and I just remember saying, I have a terrible sense of foreboding going into this house. And as it turned out, it was right on the money because one of the ghosts that we encountered. So the this property, by the way, dates back to 1903. That's when it was built. And it was built by someone named William Binion. And there were a lot of farmlands around there too. In fact, they were sheep farmers. So, and this property is also sits atop a hill. And here's the other thing that I didn't know. I was totally surprised. When I drove up to this hill, to this house, you could see a perfect view of the skyline of Boston, Massachusetts from there. It was amazing. Now that property is turned into a park owned by the town. So people can go there and walk their dogs and see the skyline of Boston and so forth. So it's a beautiful place to walk. And I think that the building still allows people to tour through it. So if you go to Emery Estates or the town of Weymouth, you can find out information about that. And Monique, of course, is the one that set it up because that's what she does. So that's a little bit of the history of it. After the original owner sold it to this other family, this Emery family, and they were very, very conservative in their and very religious. As a matter of fact, Billy Graham is known to have stayed there quite a few times.
Yeah.
So
I know who Billy. Yeah.
And I think that's where he became very strict with his children. I don't know this, but that was the sense that we got. There's a basement picture I shared with you.
Yes.
If you could bring that up.
There you go.
So this, on the preliminary walkthrough of the house, not knowing anything about the house, I went down to the basement, and one of the other investigators, Thomas Donahue, was down there, and he was leading one of the groups down there. I'll explain that in just a minute. But when I got down there, I did not want to set foot on the floor of the basement. I stopped at the last stair, and right there in front of me was this. This is what I was looking at. They were like little tables set up with candles just for the tour. But I heard a child shushing another child, and it startled me because nobody else was down the basement. Turned out that in the basement is where they used to hold a Bible school for kids.
Okay.
So that was another residual thing that was that was in there. So when Monique and I walked through initially, right after I first got there, this was the first stop, and then we went upstairs to where you showed that crow's nest.
Show it again.
There
we go.
The third floor. The third floor also was kind of unnerving. I'm going to see if I can give you a picture of the third floor.
Okay.
The third floor hallway. When Monique and I first got up there, there was some feelings of discomfort. If you go all the way down to the end of that hallway, there are windows that are identical to those that used to be on the Amityville Horror House.
Oh, wow.
And Monique sensed a female ghost with a really strict and bad attitude down there. I also felt intensely negative energy down there, and I did not want to go down there. Because it was overwhelming. That was not going to be the place that I wanted to situate myself with Monique. So she and I decided that we would go on the second floor. And the other teams, they were we call them the Power Clauses. They are They are Candace and Derek Feathers,
Love
and
them.
they're
We love
oh,
them.
you know that? Okay, they're
Yeah.
incredibly talented. So she's
Yes.
a medium, he's a tech whiz. For the people that don't know them, I love them so much. They're so talented. Um, so they were upstairs. Thomas was downstairs, and Monique and I, and Alora Huey, who also came. She's also a medium, and she's
Mhm.
really awesome.
She's great.
She was with Monique and I on the second floor, and that's how we set it up. And the reason we did that is because this was a ticketed public investigation. So I think there were like 40 people um, who came. So we had to split them up into 3 groups because, as you guys know, when you have a lot of people, you can get you can misconstrue you can something for a paranormal thing.
Right.
So yeah.
Definitely.
So we broke them up and then we rotated them through the different floors. So, um, have any of you, either of you been to Massachusetts?
So I moved to Massachusetts. This is now my second year of being here, and I haven't been to too many spots yet. So I want to go everywhere.
I
Okay.
came and visited for the Paracon where you were at, and I got to visit one place, and then we went to like a touristy thing. But I wanted to go back. I'm going back to visit Raven soon when the weather clears up. We had that discussion. So,
Mhm.
but
Raven,
it's
I thought you, for some reason, Raven, I thought you were in New Hampshire.
I have a lot of friends in New Hampshire,
Mhm.
but I am I was in Salem for about a year, and now I'm in Beverly, which is just over the hill from Salem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about haunted places. Beverly and Salem are pretty haunted.
Oh, they are. In fact, the house that we moved into is very haunted, and my specific room is on the lower half of the house, and it's connected to the basement.
Mhm.
And my roommate's name is Matthew, and he's wonderful. And we see ghosts and all kinds of things that are happening in this house quite frequently. So, it was built, I think, in the 1800s. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So far, we've communicated with a little girl, um, and it is a little girl, but I have what's called a writing planchette. And so
Mhm.
Matthew and I were using the writing planchette, and a little unknown secret about me is I love Disney, and I don't share that too often, but I do. And I was going through my Daisy Duck stickers that I had, and Matthew didn't know that I was going through those stickers, but she drew a daisy with the writing planchette upstairs. And it was really cool because we got that confirmation that she had been watching me organize my stickers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that's
is really
fun.
cool. Well, we encountered the ghost of a young boy in Emory Estate. Um, and interestingly enough, Monique um, has a great rapport with children who are trapped earthbound as a ghost, and they they go to her. They have um, it, and so for those who don't know Monique is the only paranormal drag queen anywhere.
Pull the
And
picture
she
up. There we go.
with that, yep. Thanks for the picture.
Yep.
um, so she's been doing investigating for 15 years, and during COVID, she got the idea to do paranormal investigating in drag because she does drag shows on the weekends. And she put the two together, and I think the first place she went to was the S.K. Pierce Mansion in Gardner, Massachusetts. Um, and um, she got an EVP that said he's a lady. so they knew. they knew about her. And everywhere she goes, it's incredibly active because the ghosts are trying to figure her out. The other aspect about Monique is that she is the most technologically savvy paranormal investigator I have ever known. She's got thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and she brings it all. I mean, she needs like half a car to bring all this stuff. So she has tripwire, like EVP tripwire that you string out along the floor, and it will flash whenever there's a ghost walking past it because they're electromagnetic energy. She's got something called a Phasma box, which is it's done through a computer, through a laptop, and it takes the white noise out, so you can only hear the actual words that a ghost is trying to communicate. We used that a lot. We use dowsing rods, K2 meters, thermal detectors, all of these things she spread out in Emory. So to me, I was like overwhelmed with the technology. But so the other thing about Monique too is that she and her husband have a son. They have an 8-year-old boy. And that's another reason I think that children are drawn to her, because they know she's also a parent. So that was instrumental in this investigation because there was a little boy that was trapped earthbound in the Emory estate. And his name was Timmy. So we had set up on the second floor, as I mentioned earlier, and we set up in this large room. It was set up now as a conference room, and we had the first batch of people, public investigators that held tickets, sit around the end of the room, the walls of the room, if you will, and they were all really respectful. They were nice and quiet. And we were starting to ask questions to see if anybody was there. Monique asked if there was a little boy, and the word yes came out. And then she said, "Can you say my name?" And she said, "My name is Monique. Can you say my name?" And we heard Monique come right over the Phasma box.
Oh.
So was that a question that you put up? I didn't.
I did, but I was going to go back to it. Adam Ramos says, has anybody ever used an old TV for investigations? I used to feel their static field, I think he was trying to, they gave off.
So I'm a medium, so I only use my head. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. But yeah, I mean, I was born in the 60s, so I remember all those.
I've seen somebody do that, but I wasn't. Yeah, I've seen somebody do it, but I was not in the room, and I kind of didn't get to experience that. But I've seen somebody do it, so
I've seen it too, but I've never done it myself.
Right.
I as a medium, we don't necessarily need that tool, but it is a really cool tool that I've heard of people using before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so many things. I'm the wrong guy to ask. Monique is the one to ask. So,
I like the tool. I like what I call the toys or the tech stuff, but I'll be real with you. I'm kind of basic myself. I don't have what all you guys do, but I like my little dowsing rods. I like my flashlight. Basic stuff is more my thing. I have played with balloons with the kids. That's cool. If you can get them to interact with you, that's very cool. So
that's awesome.
I beg to differ on that. I think you do have a little bit of mediumship in you, but that's a conversation for another night.
I haven't developed it. I have been so busy doing the network and stuff. And that's my next step, is to do that. So yeah. But I have plenty of mentors, and these two right here, I'm sure if I called them, they would talk to me and help me. So yeah. I'm blessed.
Well, Gwen and Raven, I have that same conversation with Monique, because she is very sensitive, and
yes,
she kind of denies it, and She said she's not a medium. So I said, so, okay, so you're a medium rare.
I love that.
Okay. Because when I first
She has,
started out, I used to call myself the medium rare because I was trying to learn. But
yeah. Well, I can tell you, Monique, I met in Connecticut, and the energy before I felt this energy, and I was like, I feel bubbly. And I looked around, and now Raven's over here at the table, and I'm sitting next to the puppies, which everybody loves. But I feel that, and I feel bubbly. And I was like, what is this? And I looked around. There she comes. I'm short now. I'm 5'4", and just towering over me, and leans down and gives these baby puppies all this love. And it was nice. It was very nice. But so
He's
she
just a
feels
bright
bubbly to me. I know that sounds crazy, but it's what I get. Oh, and he's saying, yeah, he says, no problem. I thought I would put out there. And but yes, I used to be able to feel static. Oh, that's cool. That's actually pretty cool. I'd love to experience that myself.
mhm.
But
So
yeah.
one of the getting back to the boy there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I'm on investigations, I can actually see what these ghosts look like. and just for the record, I made the distinction in my first book called Ghosts and Spirits Explained that ghosts are earthbound. They cannot cross over because they don't have enough energy to cross over because they've stayed too long. They're like a battery that over time their energy depletes and they don't have enough energy to cross over. Spirits are the ones that I call that have crossed over to the other side. They're the same thing. They're, a soul, basically, the memories, personality, and knowledge coupled with the energies within us. And we make a choice of either staying here earthbound, and that's what I call the ghost, or crossing over, and that's what I call a spirit. So this little boy was an earthbound ghost, and he told us that he died on the property. Later, we confirmed that there was such a person, and I sketched him out when Monique was reaching out to him. So that, I think that drawing, I added that drawing in there, Gwen.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh wow.
There you go. So that's Monique's hand out there
Oh, wow.
with their long nails. Yeah, and that's the little boy that I saw. So I'm not going to spoil the book, but there was another. As soon as we were communicating with him, there was another ghost that came. It was an older man, somebody that he gave me his name, and I was able to figure out who he was. He was very strict. He was very stern. He was very controlling, and I call him the man in the gray suit. And he did not want us to help that little boy. So if you read The Haunting of Emery Estate, you'll find out what happened. There's another picture there that's kind of blue in color with yellow in the middle of it, and that's a picture of the room that we were in. That's it, with the tripwire.
Oh yeah.
You can see Monique is all the way near the door. She's looking toward the door. Right. She's communicating with the little boy. That's me on the right-hand side in the white t-shirt. And standing across from me, where that white door is, was the man in the gray suit. He came out of that other room. And I sketched him too.
Is that on here?
No, I didn't upload that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll save a couple of things for the book.
Yeah, definitely.
So people can read it. But in one instance, Monique asked the little boy to walk through the room, and one at a time, the EVP, EMF tripwire lights went off. So we saw the direction that he walked around the room, which was really cool. So
That is cool.
It is.
Yep. There was another. So the third ghost was associated with a piece of furniture. I won't go into that. Other than, oops. I think that I shared one more. Did I?
Let's see.
Monique.
You did the clauses.
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh. He'll be back in a minute. He probably kicked himself off back. Well, I was going to put this up. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. We have glitches all the time, so they'll be back. And Christina and Litriana and Adam,
Hi,
Michael. There he is. I was just telling everybody thank you. And Thomas and who else? Jeremy and everybody. Sean. All right, we got you back. We lost you for a second.
Yeah, that's because I was trying to share one more image and it wouldn't come up there. So one of the other interesting things is the talent of scrying. Do either of you have the ability to scry?
I can.
Can you?
Cool. Can you talk about it, because Monique was able to do that?
So scrying is the spirit is basically using your hand and writing, like drawing or writing things down information wise, or drawing things, or you're getting like psychic downloads, and you end up drawing what you're seeing, what you're being shown by the spirits that are on the other side. So that's what scrying is.
So that's kind of what I do too. But but Monique was sitting in front of a mirror and she was able to see things in the mirror.
Oh yeah, you can do that, can't you, Raven?
Kind of right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one weird thing that happened at Emory Estate was when she sat in front of this mirror, it was a 3-panel mirror. When she sat in front of the mirror, in one panel, she appeared as an elderly person. And it freaked her out. As it should. So when she came back in the room, she talked to everybody that was in the public group there, the first public group. And she said, who wants to go and sit in front of that mirror? Well, a couple people did one at a time, and they would come back in the main room freaked out because they would also see something similar. And then they started going in 2 at a time because they were scared. And people were having the same kind of experience. So that was another part of Emory Estate. But so in short, those are some of the highlights of Emory. But it's a short book, and you'll see sketches of the man in gray. You'll learn how one of the ghosts adversely affected one of the people on the investigation, the members of the public, and we had to help her. So there's all kinds of crazy stuff. So take a read of Haunting of Emory Estate. And do you have any questions for me before I jump into the Hunt Memorial?
Let me put up one thing. Adam said, what? Let's see. What is it? I guess he's saying, what is it where a person can build up what it feels like an energy ball in the hands? Now I can do that, but I can't do it all the time. I don't know how to explain that.
So are you talking about where people create energy balls and then they shape them like different shapes inside the energy balls where it's picked up? Or are you talking about like just how was it done, or how?
I'm a little confused. I know you can't see it well. Clarify it for us, Adam, please.
It almost sounds like Reiki to me.
Yeah.
When I've had people do Reiki on me, they've had energy coming out of their hands and they impress it on my shoulder and I feel warmth. So it's kind of energy manipulation. I don't have that talent.
Reiki can definitely be used with that. I've also seen people like do practice work where like they're practicing moving energy balls between different people and feeling the different kinds of energy that's connected with it. But I think Reiki is probably more on point with what Adam is asking. You're probably right about that.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, the only other energy ball in the hand I've seen is with one of my favorite superheroes, the Flash, where he can manipulate the electricity and then throw it.
There he is. He says, yes, creating balls of energy in the palms of your hand at will. The way I do it is I think about pulling energy in, and then I do this, and I kind of make it bigger, and you can feel it. But I can't do it all the time. I think it has to do with, how your energy is. He says, sorry, I type faster sometimes than I think. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah. So what's your next thing you were going to tell us?
Yeah.
So the other investigation we went on is called is the Hunt Memorial Library in Nashua, New Hampshire, and this is kind of interesting because that was that was the location that we went to for the book signing of the Emory State book. So Monique, in her day job, manages a hair salon. Oh, he caught on to Barry Allen. Awesome.
Barry Allen.
That's the Flash, by the way. Although there is a Wally West Flash, but I like Barry Allen. Yeah, I'm a superhero nerd.
Me too.
Cool. So Monique manages a hair salon, and she's very talented that way too, doing that. And one of her clients is the manager of the Hunt Memorial Library for the city of Nashua. So she offered that location for us to do the book signing. Now, the Hunt Memorial Library is a former library. It was built in 1903. And there was a building that stood on that site before, by the way. It's called the Tavern Building. And in 1901, that building was picked up and moved across the street in its entirety, except for the foundation. And then the Hunt Memorial Library was built there. So the Hunt Memorial Library was a library, I think, until 1972. And then because there's not much parking there, they built a brand new library in a different place with a lot of parking. And they use the Hunt Memorial Library now for events. So there's all kinds of events that happen there. There's conferences, there's weddings, there's meetings, there's all kinds of cool things. And you can go in there and hold your own event. It's got one main floor. It's got a basement, which is pretty haunted. And it's got a second floor rather. And then a third floor. So during the book signing, we were mostly on the first floor. And then afterward, Monique had decided that we would have a limited ticketed paranormal investigation because Amy, the woman that manages it, told Monique that there are some ghosts. She's had some experiences in there. And she said, hey, it would be fun to have a one-time only paranormal investigation. They do not let people go in there and investigate. So Monique set it up. We had a ticketed investigation for 20 people, only 20 people. There were some great co-investigators. The Paraclauses were there. Derek and Candace Fetters. Alora Huey and David Childers were also there. So every one of them was critical in this investigation. We uncovered 3 different ghosts. And the very first ghost was a teenager. He was somebody that Amy had encountered before throughout her managing of the place. She had encountered him quite a few times. And as a matter of fact, she said that the basement has a big room that has an office. It's like an office area. There was nothing in there though when we went. But one of the women that worked down there in that office had quite a few paranormal things happen. things were removed. The door would close on her. There'd be nobody there. There was no wind or, or anything. And it was kind of unnerving. And she finally had to leave. So I'm going to share a picture of James. During the investigation, we went to the basement first. This is the guy that I saw. He was wearing a checkered shirt. He supposedly died when the library was being built. And he told me about a bicycle, told me about an accident. So what happened when the tavern building was being moved, they hired people to break the foundation of the tavern building, the original tavern building, when they moved the rest of the building. And his death was a result of that. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Interestingly enough, when I first connected to him and Monique was getting answers and David and Alora were getting answers from their different pieces of equipment, I asked Amy what he looked like. And I described what I saw him looking like, and she concurred. She said, "This is what he looks like." And I said that he had wavy hair, he was young, and he had a checkered shirt. And one of the people on the investigation made a great question. They said, "Well, back in 1903, were checkered shirts a thing?" And I looked back, I did some research, and sure enough, checkered shirts were a thing back as far as the 1880s, 1890s, especially in New England.
Really?
Yeah, you would know that, like flannel shirt kind of patterns. So, yeah, so we were trying to confirm everything. So there's a lot about James in this book. He also, there's a picture in the book of an orb. He took the shape of an orb. An orb is the most simple form a ghost can take, a ghost or spirit. An orb is for those listening or watching, an orb is a ball of light. And I find that a genuine orb is one that has colors and designs in it. And this particular one did. He also showed up in the ladies' bathroom and scared the hell out of somebody because he was standing behind her. So yeah, and they saw him run down the hallway. So there's all kinds of crazy things that happened with him. But he was just the first one. So one thing we learned, though, like a teenager, they get bored. So they don't want to talk for a long time. And that was our experience with him. He was just like, there was a point where he said, "I'm just done with you." What can you do? I find one important thing about going on paranormal investigations is that, especially as a medium, that ghosts will only talk to the people that they connect with or they want to talk to. That's why I think that when a lot of places are investigated over and over again, people encounter different entities that come out where they don't come out for the team before. Is because just like living people, there are people we don't want to talk to, and there are people we do want to talk to. So
definitely.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're stuck with me right now, talking to me. So
well, we love talking to you. So
we love it. So yeah.
I appreciate it. I think I'm talking too much.
No,
really.
we want to hear your story and experiences. It's important.
So I have a question for you too. I haven't investigated with you, not really. Raven was in the same building, but we weren't like together. But when people go in and ask the same questions, they do get bored. Have you ever tried like making them laugh or saying something funny or just off the wall question like, I don't know, what color shoes do you like, or something weird to like, catch their attention or something? Have you ever done something silly?
That's what Monique does.
I love it. That's what I try to do too. And I know it's odd, but I've been with Blaine Rohan. He's on one of the shows, part of the network, and Lee Triana and her husband. We try to do silly stuff like if we go in and we know it's a man, we'll say, and way back, did you drink beer, ale, or whatever it would have been appropriate, or did you have like bourbon or, something off the wall that, I don't know, and you have kids and you do little games, or I have these little Barbies that are like probably that tall and they bend, and I'll put them out there and they'll knock them over or move their hair. It's kind of cute, but I try something off the wall because, I don't want them to get bored and go away. I want them to talk to us,
So when I started, I actually was a medium before I became a paranormal investigator. And when I first started, I was told, oh, you have to be serious all the time. Well, then I had an experience with the team where they would crack jokes and it would change the energy. And all of a sudden the flow would start coming. And I was like, you know what? I see why people do that. And so I like to have fun when I go to locations. And so I will ask silly questions sometimes. Like we'll do like the lullabies.
Oh, yeah.
We'll ask them to like say the next sentence or sing the next sentence. And sometimes they do through the systems. Even with me hearing it, we actually hear it through the systems, which is really cool. So I've done it, but it's fun.
It is. I like it. I like to make it fun. I do.
Yeah.
And you said that you bring things for kids, like balloons you mentioned.
Balloons, little dolls. I've even brought little race cars. I brought a pretty little necklace before for a little girl, because I knew there was a girl that was supposed to have been at that place. Just anything I can think of to make it fun for the kids. We bring bells and stuff, and any kind of. I have a wood toy. I had one, but I actually left it at I told the little child spirit, I said, okay, if you move this, I will leave it for you. And they moved it. So I did. I kept my word. I left it for them. I do anything to interact with them, especially if it's a good, they need interaction, I think, because they do get bored. I mean, can you imagine?
Have you used the little balls that not the ones that light up, but like little balls that like roll and then watch them roll on like more of the even planed areas in different spots?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. All right,
Wow.
Let's see. Speaking of different, I sometimes have my friend from Ireland, send audio clips of different questions to play during investigations to have the accent. Yeah, that's a good idea. I love that. That is actually cool.
So I've run into some paranormal investigations where there was one particular investigation. I came into a home to deal with a ghost, but the spirit of a woman, the homeowner, a spirit of her father came through, and he was speaking a different language, and I didn't understand what he was speaking. And I told her, I said, your dad's here, and I don't know what he's saying to me. I can't understand what language he's speaking. And she said, oh, he's speaking Greek.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I have no idea what he's saying, but
exactly.
I felt that he was there to protect her, and that's what she felt too. But so I threw a couple more pictures in there. I know we're running out of time.
No, you're fine. You're fine. All right, which one?
So the main picture of the library, so people get an idea of what the library looks like.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful building. There's a lot of light inside of it too. And up the top there, where you see that the top, there's like a stack on the right hand side.
Is that a walkway?
I don't think it's a walkway. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
But on the ceiling of that third floor is a skylight, and that skylight came into play with the ghosts on the third floor. That part of the building on the very top is where the stacks were in the library. The stacks are where they store books.
Wow.
And there was a ghost on the third floor. We call him the Stacks ghost. During the investigation, we ran out of time. We could not go up to the third floor to connect to that ghost. We had to go back. So Monique and I had to go back and meet Amy to do a part 2 of the investigation, because after James, the second ghost we met was on the first floor, and he was the one who was in search of the love of his life, and he was stuck there looking for her. So that's a whole nother story. So ultimately, though, we had to consider crossing some ghosts over and bringing them peace. And they were all there for different reasons. They all had different backstories. I see that. I see the question. It's located in Nashua, New Hampshire. Nashua, New Hampshire, on the border of Massachusetts. It's pretty easy to get to from Boston. It's probably about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes from Boston.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Quick little road trip. So you can walk around it. You may be able to get in it, but you just call in advance. They may let you in the lobby, and you can see it for yourself.
Did you want the stairs? Did you want a picture of the stairs? Do you want me to pop that up?
Yep, you can throw that picture of the stairs in. So here's what's interesting about the Stacks ghost. We went up into this very empty room. This is part 2 of the investigation. There were no people from the public. The only reason we went up to the 3rd floor is that Amy said that as she works there, she keeps seeing the figure of a man on up at the top of a stair, and she was on the 1st floor, and she has to walk by the stairway to go to the restroom, and she would always look up and see the shadow of a man. Now, this is not the staircase. This is a hidden staircase that the ghost told me about when we were in the Stacks area.
Wow.
The ghost told me about a hidden staircase that he would use to go up to that area. And so when he told me that, I said it out loud, and I said to Amy, is there another staircase that comes up here? Because he's talking to me about a hidden staircase. And she walked over to part of the wall, and she opened the door, and this is the staircase that was behind that door.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It freaked me out. So he told me about this way that he used to bring people up there for his illicit trysts. The other thing too is about the Stacks ghost is that he wouldn't give us his real name, and we did an intense I think it was 23 or 31 question back and forth with him using dowsing rods. And we were able to get a lot of answers from him, but we kept asking him. So we decided to call him George because and he was okay with that. We said, okay, you won't tell us your real name. We're going to go with George. Is that okay? So the rods cross as an X, because we asked him, if you cross them as an X, it means yes. If you spread them apart, it means no. So we went through all these questions with him, and we kept asking him every now and then, can you tell us your real name? And he would say no. He wanted to keep his family name anonymous because he has some relatives that still live in the area. So he did not want to hurt anybody from what he was telling us. Interestingly enough, on the way to the Hunt Memorial Library for the second investigation, Monique kept getting pulled toward a cemetery. And she said, when she got to the Hunt Memorial Library, she said, I don't know what we're going to encounter with this 3rd floor ghost. I don't even know who it is. But there's something that says we have to go back to the cemetery. Well, the cemetery turned out to be a confirmation place for the 3rd ghost about what we did to help him. So there's so much stuff involved. You just, if you read the book, you'll be like, oh my gosh.
Read the book. Just get the book.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he wouldn't. So sometimes they won't tell us their names because they don't want their family name tarnished,
Mhm.
if you will. But that was crazy. Um, One of the other things too in this investigation, during the first part of the investigation, I'm going back again with the public, is that during questioning the ghost on the first floor, I'll just tell you his name is Oscar.
Mhm.
While we were questioning Oscar, the spirit of a woman who was killed in an automobile accident came through to me for one of the people attending.
Oh, wow.
And that totally blew their mind because I was standing right next to them. And she gave me a name and I said the name, and one of the women next to me said, "Oh my gosh." That they recognized her. They recognized her. And they had asked for her to come into this session knowing that we were doing paranormal stuff. So
Oh,
so that was another aspect of it. Totally crazy. So
I love that.
there are
Yeah.
other things. I mean, there was haunted painting. There's a haunted painting that's really creepy. There was a residual fingernail haunt. All I'll say is that this is a Monique thing. Somebody's fingernail had snapped right off, and she was like in pain experiencing this residual haunt in
Oh,
the basement. So that's in there too. But the book is filled with crazy stuff, and it's all done in sequence, so that people who read the Haunting of Hunt Memorial Library
Mhm.
will feel like they're on the paranormal investigation with us, and the people that actually did go on the paranormal investigation. Um, and at the end of the book, um, we went to that tavern building across the street because one of the
Mhm.
ghosts was tied to the tavern building.
hmm.
And then I had another ghostly encounter in the men's room with a resident ghost in the tavern building. So that's kind of a side thing. And I also have a chapter where some of the people that were on the investigation were kind enough to provide their thoughts about the investigation. So it's called attendees um, experiences. And so, so I asked them to provide their experiences on that investigation because if they want to join Monique and I on other investigations, they will have a good feel for what other people think.
Hmm.
And we have a bunch of things coming up. I see them. We're out of time here, but
No, we're fine. We're
No, we're
fine.
fine.
okay.
What kinds of things do you have coming up?
So so in March, March 21st, both Monique and I are going to the Linville Manor, which is in Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Mhm.
That was the topic of my book that came out in October called Ghosts of Linville Manor, Investigating Maryland's Most Haunted House. So Monique and I are going down there together. We are going to participate in a book signing for the Emery and the Hunt books. Plus, the guy that manages this is a friend of mine. I befriended him when I did the investigation years ago, and then I co-wrote a book with him. Um, and then Monique and I are going to be doing an investigation there as well after the book signings. The next thing we're going to be doing is exploring a haunted lighthouse in Atlantic City, New Jersey. That one is in April. It's called the Spirits of the Lighthouse, Abascon Lighthouse, April 25th. That's what it is. It's part of the paranormal convention at AlterCon. Have you guys heard of AlterCon?
Mhm.
I don't think so, but I'm not from that area up there either. So,
Okay. Well, New Jersey's closer to you.
It is. It is much closer to me.
Yeah. So that's Saturday, April 25th. So Monique and I, and that one's only limited. There's going to be two groups of 10 because it's a lighthouse. You know, it's very narrow, winding stairs like that secret staircase in the library. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing. In May, for people who are in Pennsylvania that are listening, I will be returning to the Pennhurst Asylum Paracon. I've been asked to be a speaker about pets in the afterlife again for my second year in a row. So New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and then finally Vermont at Wilson Castle in June, which will be the 26th to the 27th. I think that's enough.
That's enough.
Now, if people want to be able to reach you and they don't have your information, what's their best way to reach you if they want to like get a hold of you?
They can go to robgutro.com or petspirits.com if they can't spell my name. And then I have all kinds of social media stuff. But I think, Raven, one thing that I didn't mention since we last talked is that I'm no longer doing pet readings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I decided. So I've been doing them for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Each reading takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I find myself in my retirement doing them 7 nights a week. So I can't sit and watch TV. I can't read a book. I have to do pet readings. And it's too much. And it's emotional. Plus, I don't know if you know this either, but we have 3 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
One of them passed in July,
Mm-hmm.
Tyler. He was a dachshund. The other one just passed 2 weeks ago. And I'm gutted.
So sorry.
I am totally devastated. And here I am trying to help people through their grief when I am sinking in my own grief. So, it's just time. I'm going to read all the people that I scheduled out through September 2026. And then I'm taking a break.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's totally understandable. I mean, when you lose a fluffy member of your house, it's like it's losing a child. It's totally understandable that you need some time to grieve and process everything.
Thank you. Yeah, and I lost 2 in 6 months.
I did the same thing last year. I don't remember. I lost a dog. Her name was Olivia, or still is, because she tic-tacs around here at night like she's on sugar. And then my kitty, who was my familiar, I lost her not too long after that. So I have one little one left, and I showed you guys last time, the little brown Chewini. He's my baby. So.
Yeah, we have one little one left too, and and he's independent, and he stays with my husband all the time. So I'm dogless for now. But we will adopt, and we work with rescues. I do fundraisers for animal rescues. I have a bunch of those coming up too that I didn't mention. And
are those on your website?
Yep, that's on my website. Yep.
Yeah. Good.
So we will be adopting sometime when it's warmer and it's not below 20 degrees outside.
Oh, yes.
So
you have.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is the puppy? I don't know what's the one that's still with you?
Cody.
Is Cody a dachshund also?
He's a dachshund mix, dachshund terrier.
Oh,
well,
I've seen pictures, and I heart everything because I love my babies.
I call him a dachshund terror mix because that's what he is.
No.
So I was wondering, what's your favorite snack to take with you on paranormal investigations? And what is your favorite location that you've ever investigated out of all the different places you've gone to?
Ooh.
My favorite snack is Dunkin' Donuts black coffee and a Pop-Tart. And favorite location, gosh. I would have to say probably the Hunt Memorial Library because it was a crazy investigation.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That's
Raven,
awesome.
I don't remember what yours is. What's your favorite snack on an investigation?
So I like the Reese's peanut butter cups, and I like Well, I like beef jerky. But now because of my health, I have to be very conscientious. And so it would be carrots and sometimes grapes. And then drink wise, I used to love to bring like Coca-Cola or Diet Coke, like one of those big things. Now I'll bring like a water bottle or a cup of coffee with me in a thermos or something like that.
That's cool. That's cool. I
Yeah.
like crunchy stuff, and I do not know why. I just want something to crunch on. So ice, potato chips, crackers. I don't know, something crunchy. I usually just grab it. All right, question for Rob. And this is okay. You'll like this. Did you enjoy the Flash movie? Totally off paranormal subject.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, not at all. The last 3 minutes of AI when they superimposed Adam West and Christopher Reeve as Superman, and that was my favorite part. Otherwise, no.
So but the Flash is your favorite superhero character, correct?
No, Superman and the Red Tornado. I'm a
Oh,
meteorologist, so the Red Tornado has to be,
have you seen Crypto the Superdog?
of course. Yeah.
Okay, so just today, I collect pops and I also sell them, like the Funko Pops.
Mhm.
And today I just got, and I'm looking at it from across the way, it is a Funko Pop Crypto the Superdog.
Oh,
Oh,
that's awesome.
I'll have to send you a picture of him. He's adorable.
I have a statue of Superman and Crypto that's probably about this big on my bookcase.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Uh-oh.
By the way, Gwen, there's one picture that I put in there about Monique with Alora, Huey, and Amy
Yes.
from.
Yes, I see it now. Oh,
So
I like
I
that.
I thought that would be a fun way to end because she brings so much great energy to every investigation, and I really wanted to thank Amy for letting us come into Hunt Memorial Library and Alora for her talent as a medium.
Laura's a sweetheart. I love her too.
She is. She's amazing.
Aw. They look so they look like fun. Just fun.
They are, yeah, they're total fun. They're so great to work with.
That's
So
cool. Well,
You
I'm
know,
glad.
I was
Go ahead.
thinking,
Sorry.
I no, it's okay. You know, I was thinking, Rob, maybe since we're going to be doing a thing in June, maybe we could have Monique, you, myself, and the others that are coming along, maybe come on the show closer to time or something like that,
That's a
and
good
talk
idea.
about the event, and then also have you come back on so that we can hear you talk about some of the other places you've been to.
okay, yeah, I'd be up for that. And yeah, I do want to talk to with Chris too about the birdcage because I know he was so gung ho about it,
Well, and
and I'm so
Chris, if
sad
you're
that
watching, we're thinking about you.
yeah.
Adam,
He'll get
Adam
it
is
for-
on the superhero road here. He says Batman has always been my favorite.
Oh yeah, I grew up on Adam West's Batman in 1966,
I love it.
68. So,
Okay,
yeah.
now you guys, is that there? You want to talk about that one more time? Remind everybody.
Yeah, so Wilson Castle, it's June 26th and 27th. It's going to be an awesome weekend filled with amazing people, amazing teachers. So you'll be learning about different topics that you see listed here. Um, and Friday night, they're going to have a dinner and we're going to be doing a seance. And then we're going to be doing some paranormal investigating. And the um, event is going to be absolutely awesome. You'll get to sleep overnight in Wilson Castle.
So
And
jealous.
you're going to have amazing drag queens there who are very fun to be around, and also very, very knowledgeable, knowledgeable people. So please come join us. I believe it's $375 per person, and there's a 20-person limitation for the event.
Let's see. Does it see on there? I can't see the little print. I'll be real with you. Even
So
with
you'll
my
learn about
glasses.
energy awareness, spirit dice, paranormal, introductory to mediumship, I'm going to be
Yes.
doing the Pets in the Afterlife, teaching you how to recognize signs from your own pets, and
Mhm.
that and Monique in her alter ego is going to give you a talk about equipment. Check out her equipment.
Oh, yeah.
So, um, just a side note, I know that everybody's going to stay at the castle, but I cannot sleep in a haunted place, so I will be at a hotel.
Totally
I
understandable.
did that last time. The one time I stayed in a place with a ghost was in England, and the ghost gave me an awful night. And I can talk about that when we talk about the Birdcage Theater too, because that's the same series of books.
I know you mentioned it kind of off
Mhm.
screen last time, but and I'm opposite. I love staying in haunted. And you know what? I will. I'll be half asleep, and that is the exact time that they're gonna come around. It's odd, and I'll see them. I saw. Let's just say I was in a location in Wisconsin, and I saw a nun. She just appeared. She looked at me, and she turned her head, and she looked at the person that was in the floor over, like across the room from me, and then turned her head, and then she walked out the door and went poof. Not poof, but you know what I'm saying? Just went out the door. And I was like, dang it, I didn't have my camera on.
If I saw her, I would say one thing to her: I want none of that.
None of
Well,
we're gonna have to investigate together because you know what? The next time you come to Greenville, you let me know and I will take you somewhere. I will take you to somewhere.
okay,
If you're open to it, of course. Of course.
sure.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. Oh, let's see. One more comment. Who we got? Oh, yeah, Adam loves staying. Adam, I gotta say, you are our commenter of the night, and I love it. I love people who comment. I love everybody watching, but it's always fun. It's always fun.
Mhm.
It is. So, well, Rob, we always love having you on the shows, all of them. And you guys go read his books. Go read the books because I am way behind on books, and I'm gonna have to get one of these. I want to know
I'll hold them
now.
up again, so you
Yep.
can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we lost the pictures when you got kicked off. So
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. If you look him up, it's under his name. Just type it in and it'll show books. It'll show Amazon, which is my go-to for a lot of stuff. So
Gutro, Gutro. It's a massacred French Canadian name.
okay.
I have been pronouncing it incorrectly. It's
Oh,
Gutro.
it's fine.
I apologize.
No, nobody pronounces it correctly. It's fine.
I always apologize because I will think it one way but I have learned to type it since we've been doing the stuff together.
There you go.
And yep.
Well,
And if
thank you
you've
both
never
for
heard
having
him,
me.
oh yeah, if you've never heard him speak, please do.
Yeah.
This has
It's a
been
good.
really fun. And thanks for allowing me to share these experiences about the Emory Estate and the Hunt Memorial Library. And there's more to come.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to pull you down. And if you want to hang on for just a second, that'd be great. And we're going to finish it out. So just give us just 1 minute. Here we go. All
Well,
right.
that was tons of fun. I love having him on.
I do too. I do too. And it's like, I've heard him speak a couple times. And I'll be real with you. It'll make you cry. So bring your tissue. But I love it. And he is so passionate about his fur babies. And so am I. So is Raven. And I love it. He's got such good energy. I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
And I finally get the chance to meet him I met him in person already once, but I'll get more of a chance to get to know him better, like at the next event. So I'm really excited to be able to take part of that with being able to get to know him a little bit better.
Oh yeah. So what do you have coming up in the next what is your next couple things we can go over? Or
So for me,
yeah, for you.
okay. There's a lot.
I know.
I'm thinking. There is an event in Connecticut in July. That's coming up, and it's a paranormal investigation. That's coming up out there. And Paracon. I'll have to post the details of that. July. We have the event in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
In October, I I will be in Salem working a lot of the time, but there's a few different events that I'm doing. There are so many different events. I actually have to go through the
Oh
list.
yeah. Well, where can everybody go to find out this stuff? Because
Okay.
I don't know everything by heart.
No problem. Oh, and then there's also the main horror paranormal Paracon that is in September, and I will be at that.
Right.
And Christopher will be there as well.
Yes, he will.
So one way you can figure out where I'm at and what things are going on is by emailing me at the medium frequency@gmail.com,
Mhm.
or you can find me on Facebook at Raven Wolf with an E at the end. Or you can look up the name of our show, The Medium
Mhm.
Frequency, and we have a group that is on there.
Yep.
And then if you are on Instagram and you need to get a hold of me, look up Salem in the Moonlight and you'll be able to find me.
Right. And always you can message me and I'll get it to any of our podcasters. So now I do have one thing to plug shamelessly, if you guys don't mind.
Oh, we need to plug it. We're talking about your
Yeah.
upcoming
So I did a little thing with the History Channel, and I'm a little nervous because if for those that don't know, I never watch myself. I never go back and watch myself. I'm all over everything and I'm all over this and that, but I never go back and watch it. So this is a big deal for me. I filmed with the History Channel on a show that I used to love called Monster Quest. And that will be Friday night, 10 Eastern. So 9 Central. And it's on the History Channel. But go back and watch season 5. Blaine Rohan, who was on the network, and Letriana Brown. Blaine's was several weeks ago. I think it was episode 2. Letriana's was last Friday. So please go watch those. And if you can, go watch mine Friday night. I'll be sitting there holding somebody's hands going like a scary movie. But
I'm so excited I'm so excited to see your episode, and I know that the one with Blaine and Lee was fantastic. So
they were, and I'm gonna put this little poster up. Lee made it, or Letriana. We call her Lee because lots of folks now. This is all of us. Hers was last Friday. Blaine's was on the 9th. His was the episode 2, season 5, and then mine will be this Friday. And you know what? I'm so proud of everybody. And I think it really just helps the network for us to go out. And I don't have it. I was trying to get it. One of our other podcasters, Nathaniel Elwell.
We're proud of it. And Morgan.
And I am so sorry. They were just on a magazine. Which one was it? Can you remember? I am so terrible. I thought it was up here, but yeah. So we rock stars. We have rock stars. Everybody's, I think all the good energy, and we're just a little family. We kind of elevate each other. We support each other. And next week, I think is Jeremy Cotter on your show, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, and he has. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, he has an amazing show that is on
Wednesday night.
It's on Wednesday nights.
At
and
9:30.
What is it called?
Twisted Tales.
Twisted Tales. I just want to make sure.
Tales. Yeah, I actually have that, but there we go. I love that. I actually made that, so I'm a little proud. He loved it, but yeah. And tomorrow night, Nathaniel and myself on Paranormal Unveiled at 8:00 Eastern. Jeremy's 9:30 Eastern, and yeah, just watch everything, you guys. But please, if you can go back, I don't care if you watch it live or not, go back and watch Monster Quest for us, all of them, not just mine, and to support. It'll help us out. And the History Channel was awesome, and I've not seen my reenactment of my story, so it's all new to me also, and that's my exciting part. So I'm getting a little nervous, but anyway. So you guys have a good night. We're gonna get off of here. Thank you for watching, and I'll come back next week, same time.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye-bye.